Please, I just want to see my balance, the single dad whispered, his voice trembling. The millionaire at the counter laughed, loud, sharp, careless, but her smile vanished the moment the screen lit up. If you're watching this, don't forget to like this video, because what happens next will remind you that life can flip in a second, and subscribe so you never miss a story that touches the heart. Michael stood at the customer service counter of the massive supermarket, his clothes a bit worn, the shoulders of his jacket softened from years of use. His daughter Lily, no more than 6, held his hand tightly, her fingers tiny and warm. She had a small backpack with a broken zipper, and inside was the list of things she needed for school. Things Michael had been trying to gather one by one, hoping today would be the day he could finally afford everything. Behind the counter stood Emily, polished, confident, wearing a blazer that cost more than Michael earned in a week. She wasn't usually there. She was the youngest millionaire in the country's retail industry, inspecting her stores and making sure everything ran smoothly. She had been smiling all day, proud of how far she had come, until Michael approached. He placed his faded debit card on the desk. "Ma'am," he said softly, I think my salary came in today. I just want to see my balance, please." Emily raised an eyebrow. "That's it?" she said, half laughing. "You waited in this huge line just for that? You don't have an app?" Michael flushed. "My phone. It stopped working last month. I haven't been able to fix it." Emily laughed again. Not cruelly, but out of disbelief. "You could have just asked any cashier. Why make it dramatic?" Lily tugged her father's sleeve. "Daddy, it's okay. We don't have to get my school stuff today. I can wait." Those words, soft, resigned, too adult for a child, reached deeper into Michael than any knife could. He swallowed. "Please, just check the balance." Emily sighed, slid the card through the machine, and the screen blinked. Her smirk faded. Then her eyes widened. She leaned closer. This can't be right," she whispered. Michael stepped forward. "Is everything okay?" Emily double-checked, then triple-checked. The balance showed $1,274, $350.72. Michael's legs went weak. That's impossible." Emily stared at him with a completely different expression now. No laughter, no superiority, only shock. "Sir," she said gently, "you're a millionaire." Lily blinked. "Daddy, what's a millionaire?" Michael didn't know whether to cry or faint. He had worked for a small construction company for 8 years. 2 months ago, the owner, a kind-hearted old man named Frank, passed away suddenly. Michael didn't know that Frank had listed him as one of 3 beneficiaries in his will. Frank had no children, no wife, just memories of Michael staying late, helping him through difficult times, and treating him like family. Frank had left him 1/3 of everything he owned. "Wait," Michael whispered through shaking breaths. This must be a mistake." Emily looked at him with new warmth. "I know the banking system. This isn't a mistake." She paused. "Congratulations." Michael's eyes filled. For months he had been skipping meals so Lily wouldn't go to bed hungry. He had pawned his tools, worked extra shifts, taken every odd job imaginable. Life had been a constant storm. Now, suddenly, someone had opened the sky, but as shock settled, another thought punched him in the chest. "What about the others?" he asked. "You said it's 3 beneficiaries? 2 of them. They must need help too." Emily was surprised. "You're thinking about others right now?" Michael nodded. "Frank would want that." Emily had met rich people all her life. None like this man. She stepped out from behind the counter. "Come with me," she said softly. She took him to her office. Glass walls, leather chairs, awards on shelves. Michael felt out of place, still holding Lily's tiny hand. Emily offered water, but he could barely breathe. "You know," she began, sitting across from him, "I laughed earlier because I thought you were wasting time. I judged you in a second."
"I'm sorry."
Michael shook his head. "You didn't know." "No," she said firmly. "I didn't care to know. And that's worse." Silence hung between them, heavy, honest. Then Lily spoke up. "Miss, can we still buy my notebooks?" Emily smiled, genuine, soft. Sweetheart, you can buy the whole store if you want. Lily giggled, hiding behind her dad. Emily helped Michael call the lawyer listed in the notification. They confirmed everything. The inheritance was real. The money would change his life forever. But what surprised Emily most wasn't the money. It was the man who had never stopped being humble even when the universe decided to bless him. Over the next weeks, Michael used the money carefully. He paid off debts, bought a small, cozy home, enrolled Lily in a better school. And the first big purchase he made wasn't a car or a luxury item. He bought new uniforms and supplies for every child in Lily's old school who couldn't afford them. Emily visited often, not as a millionaire but as a friend. She admired Michael's heart. She liked how he made people feel seen. Slowly, their friendship deepened into something warm, unspoken, something that found a home between late-night cups of tea and quiet talks about life. Months passed. One evening, as they stood outside Michael's new house watching Lily play, Emily said softly, "You know, you changed the way I look at people." Michael smiled. "You changed the way I look at myself." Emily took a breath. "Can I tell you something?" "Anything. I laughed at you the first day we met, and you still forgave me. Not many people can do that." Michael looked at her, with eyes that had known storms and strength and gratitude. "Life taught me something," he said. "People aren't perfect, but they can surprise you if you give them a chance." Emily's eyes softened. "And you surprised me more than anyone ever has." Lily ran over and wrapped her arms around both of them. "Are you two going to get married?" They both froze, then burst into laughter. "Not yet, but maybe someday. Because sometimes blessings come disguised as struggles. Sometimes kindness comes from strangers. And sometimes, when life finally gives you one good moment, it opens the door to a future you never dared imagine. So if you're watching this, remember this story. Remember Michael's heart. Remember that everything can change in a second. And if this touched you, even a little, give the video a like, help it reach more people, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that warm the heart when the world feels cold. Because your next miracle might already be on its way.